up, everyone? Eli here, back for just a CD collection video. Jamming Casket Lair in the background. I have copies of these in my distro, actually. First time I've ever listened. Pretty good stuff, though. Ancient Curses is what it's called. It's an EP or a demo or something like that. It's black metal out of the U.S. and pretty fucking good, I gotta say. First listen, I'm digging it. So anyways, 10 CDs. We'll pick up back where we left off last time in my collection. We're in the E's, and we'll get moving right along. Starting off with, this is probably regarded as the worst album by this band. I think that's popular opinion anyways, and just based off what I've heard, I'd probably agree with that. I don't know if I'd call this a terrible album. I remember when I first got it, I absolutely hated it. Last time I listened to it, probably close to 10 years ago, I remember kind of liking it. I just must have been in the mood for this kind of shit. But I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think. I think it's all right. I guess I just got to be in the right kind of mood to listen to it. But we're talking about Edge of Sanity with 1997 Infernal, Black Mark Productions. You all know Edge of Sanity. Dan Swano's, as far as I know, first band. I don't know. Did Swano do anything before this? I mean, Edge of Sanity goes back to the early 90s, so I doubt it, at least not on any serious level. At this point, this is 97, so they were a couple albums deep. They were definitely getting pretty progressive. A lot of clean vocals, which is kind of what you'd learn to expect out of almost everything Swano's done since the mid 90s. He's put clean vocals and shit into most of his music, which is kind of it's hit or miss with a lot of fans. I know that much. Yeah, man, like I said, it's been probably 10 years since I've listened to this album. Used to not like it. Last time I listened to it, I kind of liked it. I really need to listen to it soon to kind of see where I'm at now. Anyways, got a couple albums from Canadian kind of power thrash band Eidolon. This one is Nightmare World. I know Scott Waters has shown stuff from this band, and he likes them. I think they're okay. I really don't listen very often. Sometimes I think they're alright. Sometimes I think they're kind of boring. This came out in 2000, by the way, on Metal Blade Records. I don't know if I showed the back. Weird cover art, but yeah. You might know these guys. The two brothers, Sean and Glenn Rover, that were in this band were actually in Megadeth for a while. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, they start a band together, fairly successful band. They got signed to Metal Blade, and then they went on both to play in Megadeth. It's almost like they're a package deal. I think that's kind of crazy. I know one left in Megadeth. One left before the other. One lasted a little longer than the other did. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's all right stuff. It's like I said, it's power metal with a pretty hefty dose of thrash metal. Very good musicianship. I think I would kind of prefer the other album that I have that came out in 2006, so 6 years after that one. This is the Parallel Otherworld. I think this one's a little bit more progressive. I like the singer on this one a little bit more. This came out on Escape Music. This one had, what's his name, Nils K. Rue from Pagan's Mind. So I think he's, in my opinion, a little bit better of a singer than they had previously. More melodic. I mean, he's a world-class singer. I mean, he can hit all different types of notes, and the production on their albums have always been very mechanic sounding, almost giving it like not an industrial feel, but giving it a very cold, synthetic, I imagine that's intentional. But as to where this one's a little bit more aggressive, I think this one's a little bit more progressive. So, I mean, you can even just tell by the cover art. You can kind of see where they were going with that. But anyways, Eidolon. I don't know why I spent so much time talking about them. I'm really not a huge fan, but I know some people dig them. So, next we have my good buddy from over at Ground Zero Salem, Pat, sent this to me maybe a year or so ago, and I do dig it. This is Ekbombs, a hardcore punk band with a couple members of like a Rhode Island death metal band. I think it was Blessed Blessed Offal, I think, or Offal, Awful. I never knew how to pronounce that, but it's a really dark. Anyways, this is the promo he got from Bandcamp. Sent one my way, and yeah, I dig it, man. I can't really say too much about it because I don't know a lot about punk and hardcore and stuff like that. But came with a sticker that I did use. There's a lyric sheet. But yeah, man, if you like punk and hardcore and stuff like that, maybe look into this. Ek Bombs. Maybe I'll try to leave a link. I don't know if any of these promos are available. Demo, 2017 demo. But I did think it was pretty good, so worth looking into, worth getting, and all that. The remaining 6 CDs are just going to all be one band, and I have more to come even after that for the next video. So I guess we'll be talking about Electric Wizard. This is their debut album here, self-titled. Came out on Rise Above Records back in, I don't see a date, I'm sorry. Early 2000s, I think. I don't think this band... Oh shit, originally came out in 94. Fuck. But this is the 2017 re-release. Cool Dave Patchett cover art. You'll know Dave Patchett from doing all the Cathedral stuff. I think he did most of the Cathedral stuff. Most, if not all. Very clearly, that's why they hired him. Kind of homage to Cathedral, but yeah, just bizarre artwork from that guy always, and always very cool. Lots to look at. Very psychedelic. Yeah, debut Electric Wizard album, probably their most Black Sabbath sounding thing that they ever did. Clearly, that's been a big influence, throughout their entire career. But even more stripped down early Sabbath worship on the first album, and I do like it. I like everything they've done. Some a lot more. A lot of their later work, in my opinion, has been kind of fallen behind. It doesn't hold up to their earlier stuff. I think they had a pretty strong start with that debut album, but they would get better pretty quickly, actually. I don't have their second, I think it's their second album I don't have. A couple albums I have. Correct me if I'm wrong. I got Dope Throne next. This is either their third or fourth album. I can't remember for sure. When did this one come out? I might not be able to have dates on everything here, but anyways, Dope Throne. I mean, I don't know if I need to talk about this much. I mean, this is like one of the most revered albums in like the doom and sludge genres. Cited by many people to be a landmark album. And if you listen to it, it's there are definite reasons why. It's still not my favorite Electric Wizard album. It is, I would say, among fans of this band. I'm not trying to put anyone down, but I would say probably close to 90% are definite worshippers of this album. I like it a lot, but it's not my favorite thing they've ever done. Not to put it down by any means. I think this one is a little bit more, they started moving into a little bit less straightforward, just doom, Sabbath worship, and they'd get a little bit more psychedelic sounding, which was a good thing, because they do that extremely well when all the stars are aligned. Next one I have, this is fifth album, somewhere in the middle, I guess you would say, got Let Us Pray. Now, I gotta say, I have not spent as much time with this album, even though I've had it for a long time. And it's been a long time since I've listened to it. This came out in 2002 on Rise Above Records. I need to go through my collection and get rid of all these broken cases, man. It's fucking tasteless. But anyways, sorry guys. Wish I could say a little bit more about this album. But man, it's been a long time since I've heard it. I know it's good. I know I like it. That's all I can really say for now. Same with this next one. I haven't had this one actually very long, and I've only listened to it once, so we got We Live. Really dark artwork, and it's hard to see. This is a repress, so the original artwork looks different than this. When did this come out? 2004. So it came out after Let Us Pray. More marijuana stuff on the inside. See that? It's very dark. Again, wish I could say more about it. I just don't have time to kind of re-listen to every single album, before I show it. You know, I have a pretty big music collection, as a lot of us do. I can't give equal time to everything, and I don't have time to listen to music constantly. Although I wish I could. I would like to, every album in my collection that I show, I wish I could, give a nice rundown on, but I can't always do that. So, yeah, another good album from Electric Wizard. Just wish I had more to say about it. Now, this next one, I do have a decent amount to say about it. This is the first Wizard album I ever heard, and it's just remained my favorite. None of their albums, in my opinion, touch this one. I mean, to me, this is where, this is just the apex of everything they've ever done. It's heavy. It's got their Sabbath worship, super psychedelic. I mean, this album is, there's psychedelic shit all over it, and to me, it's just perfect. It's not unlistenable, psychedelic space rock stuff like. I could never really get into like a lot of the early Hawkwind stuff. A lot of it is just too unstructured for me. I know I'm lame, but for me, this is like the perfect amount of catchiness, and psychedelia, heaviness. Everything there is just perfect. For me, this is a 10 out of 10 Doom album. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But we got Witch Cult today. To this day, just still love this album. Came out in 2012. Just a perfect Doom album. I'm not the biggest Doom fan, so I can't honestly say that about a lot of albums, but this one definitely hits that spot for me. And I love it as much today as I did when I first heard it. So I know there are fans of this album, but I feel like it's a little bit underrated in my opinion. I'm missing an album in between that. They put out an album called Black Masses after that, which was kind of a letdown compared to Witch Cult today. I do want to get it because it is solid, but I don't have it. But what I do have is 2014. Shit, were they putting out like an album a year for a while there? This is 2012. This is 2014. Yeah, maybe Black Masses must have came out in 2013, but I can't attest to that. But so we have 2014's Time to Die. Still mostly in that vein of Black Masses and Witch Cult today, but just not as good. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something is missing. They were starting to kind of, in my opinion, they were starting to kind of lose steam. Maybe they were feeling a little bit less inspired. It happens. I mean, no band stays inspired for decades at a time. It just doesn't happen. Things happen in personal lives and relationships, through bandmates tend to suffer, and, time tends to take its toll on everything, and music included. Like I said, there's no band that just stays inspired for decades at a time. It doesn't fucking happen. Maybe a few bands have done it. I don't know. None that I know of. So anyways, got Time to Die. It's an okay album. It's not great. I might like it more, to be honest. I haven't listened to it in a while. I might like it more now than I did when it came out. Like I said, it's it still has that Black Masses and Witch Cult Today formula going on, and I did get some enjoyment out of it, but I just couldn't help but feel a little bit disappointed. But a lot of times when a band that I like puts out an album that disappoints me, usually when I listen to it years after with a little bit more of a clear head and I'm a little bit less judgmental towards it, I usually enjoy it more. So I'll have to throw this on later, and I bet you almost anything, I probably will like it a little bit more now than I did then. When Black Masses came out and when this came out, and honestly, everything they put out, I'm still comparing it to Witch Cult Today. I'm still stacking things up against that, and it's hard. It's probably not fair, but I know I'm not the only one that was disappointed in Black Masses and Time to Die, because I remember other people were saying the same thing as they came out. So I know I'm not a complete minority there, but who knows? We all have different opinions, and we're all humans, and we all fucking suck. And yeah, that's 10 CDs. That's all I got for now. I don't have it to show. I did have it in my hands, but I don't know where I put it. I'm reading, what am I reading? Sam Harris, what's it called? Anyways, I'm reading some Sam Harris shit. I don't remember even, I just got off work. I'm super tired. I don't remember the title of the book, but I'm going to do a review on that. It's not a long book. So that right there, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Anyone who's into Sam Harris and atheist activism and shit like that. But he's a big hero of mine, or has been for the last, ever since I've been getting into this shit. So gonna review that book. Hopefully, I can maybe turn some of you guys onto it if you haven't read any works by Sam Harris. That might be a useful review. And anyways. I gotta go. Louis says hi. He's waiting for me over here. He wants to go outside. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk soon. Cheers.